Welcome, my friends, to my fairy tale ASMR. Tonight, I'll be reading from the 365 storybook collection by Disney, and the two stories are Hercules, Bring a Friend, and The Storm from Oliver and Company. I hope you all had a great day, and let's begin. Hercules was training to be a hero, and boy, was it a lot of work. One day, Phil, his coach, set up a practice course for Hercules. Phil had put a doll somewhere in the course. He said it was a practice damsel in distress, and Hercules was supposed to rescue it. So the hero in training barreled into the first section of the course, a darkened cave. Herc plunged into the darkness and fell headfirst into stagnant water. Yeek! Hercules spit out the putrid water and scowled, feeling his way through the dark water with his feet. Herc noticed something, slithery slipping around his ankles. Snakes! He hurried toward the other end of the cave and dove into the daylight, shaking the last snake off his feet. Panting, Herc lay down on the grass to rest for a moment. Rest later, Phil shouted. Herc slowly rolled over. The doll had to be around there somewhere. Then Hercules heard stamping hooves behind him and turned around. A huge ox was barreling down on him. Herc jumped to his feet, dodged the ox. At last he spotted it. The doll was sitting 20 feet above him on the edge of a steep cliff. At least Phil had left him a rope. In fact, it looked as though Phil had left too, gripping the first rope in his jaws. Herc inched steadily outward. He was about halfway up when Phil lit the end of the second rope, which was soaked with oil. The fire raced up the road toward a stack of dry wood under Herc's damsel. Hercules threw himself the last few feet. He tackled the damsel, rolling away from the stack of wood, which was now blazing merrily. Breathing hard, Hercules finally relaxed. And another thing, Phil's gruff voice echoed up to him from the base of the cliff. Hercules had his breath put, but not because he was waiting for Phil's next words. Herc was holding his breath because he had spotted a scorpion next to his foot. The insect was poised to sting. Crunch! Hercules' winged horse Pegasus used his hoof to flatten the creature. Hercules smiled at Pegasus as Phil's final words of advice reached his ears. It was the best tip yet. Always bring a friend. The Storm. One summer afternoon, Jenny invited Dodger and his gang to go on a picnic with her and Oliver in Central Park. Go play with your friends, Jenny told the kitten. As Jenny, Pagin, and Winston, the butler, unpacked the picnic basket, they didn't notice that the animals were romping further and further away. Suddenly, thunder boomed and rain poured down. Then, lightning struck a tree. I must get you home, Winston insisted, rushing Jenny out of the park. Where's Oliver? She cried. Don't worry, said Peggy. Dodger will take care of him. In the morning, Dodger woke up under a tree. Oliver had climbed it when the storm had started. The rest of the gang ran to find shelter, but Dodger had stayed with Oliver all night. Hey there, kid, Dodger called. You ready to go home now? Yes, said Oliver, climbing down and I've made a new friend. He says he's lost. Maybe Jenny will adopt him too. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wow, said Dodger. I didn't know cats could grow so big. I'm a bear cub, the creature said. Where did you come from? Dodger asked. The bear started to cry. I don't know, he wailed. I was scared of the storm, so I climbed the tree. Then a big wind blew me out of the tree. The next thing I knew, I was out here on the lawn. So I climbed this tree and met Oliver. Can you help me find my mama? Oliver shook his head sadly. I'm afraid I don't know where bears live in New York City. Wait, Dodger said. I think I do. He took Oliver and the cub to a fancy entrance with a big iron gate that read Central Park Zoo. When the zookeeper saw the cub, he rushed over and led him back to his mother. Mama, cried the bear cub. The mama bear hugged her cub close, and Dodger smiled down at Oliver. Time to get you home too. When Jenny saw that Oliver was safe and sound, she kissed and hugged him, and Dodger too. Thank you, Dodger, Jenny cried. You're my hero. Mine too, said Oliver. A friend like you makes even the scariest storm bearable. Thank you so much for listening to tonight's ASMR, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Peace.